Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about the one, the only Turbo Toad token. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we have a new partnership. Welcome DAP259 on the DAP Center Turbo Toad token. Born from a bold $69 AI experiment, Turbo is the first AI-generated meme coin that evolved into a full-blown Web3 movement. Now powered by Turbo Chain, it's becoming a creative hub for artists, developers, and innovators worldwide. Explore Turbo Toad token on dap.uquid.com, right? So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the family. We can see big, right? Leading Web3 shopping infrastructure, 178 million plus products, 50 plus payments, 100 plus tokens. Big, just absolutely fantastic. One of the biggest partnerships and things and type of news we've seen really just from Turbo over the last little while, right? Almost 150,000 followers from our beloved Uquid, right? So yeah, I mean, that is just amazing. We can see almost 3,000 views, almost 150 likes, a lot of support from the comments and people as well. We can see, ladies and gentlemen, Turbo is consistently posting on Twitter, which is what we love to see. There was also the 10,000 Turbo giveaway, right? We can see that somebody has won. So ladies and gentlemen, right, if this is you, Mr. Tale of Crypto, if you do watch these videos, I don't know if you do or don't, congratulations to you. And anyone that did participate, if you didn't win this one, hopefully you win the next, or hopefully you win some prizes just in general in the future. But we can see, right, amazing. Turbo is consistently active. They are posting, they're giving away new partnership. They're doing every single thing they possibly can, right? Turbo, look at it, just consistently active. Listen, shout out to Sage Bolts. We can see, right, Turbo is repeating its run up pattern on macro level. This indicates the next trend move will be to new highs around 0.018. Okay, then an explosive move to about 11 cents. Ladies and gentlemen, right, I still personally think Turbo is going to hit 10 to 15 cents this cycle. I know how that sounds considering everything is down now, but listen, people see up, they think it's to the moon. People see down, they think it's over. It's just the same thing over and over again. Listen, right, this is actually very good work, right? We've seen kind of the same thing play out on a smaller scale, where we kind of one top, then a higher top, then we kind of sell off, fizzle out a little bit, then we have like, these mediocre middle tops, right? Kind of like the way this yellow and pink arrow do. Then they sell off a little bit, then it kind of goes sideways, and then they start seeing a vast resurgence to the upside, right? Now, there was an interesting comment, which I do want to talk about just in case some of you guys have the same type of thinking or questions, right? So this person said that run up happened because of the catalyst exchange listings. Now Turbo has nothing left to pump the price up. To get to 0.018 would need huge amount of money, and 11 cents is just unrealistic. I think even you don't believe what you posted. Sorry if sound negative. So this person either has, broken English, or they are young, because, this English is quite mediocre at best. But listen, that's not the point. The point is, right, they believe that the reason this pumped was because of the exchange listings. Now, could that have played a factor? Yes. Have we seen exchange listings happen for other coins and nothing really happened? Yes. I mean, we saw Popcat, and just in case you guys are not familiar, Popcat had a Robinhood listing and nothing happened. The price went down. You're saying it went down. Just because there's a listing doesn't mean there's an automatic pump. You got to realize also, last year around, the April, May, June time, and even a little bit earlier, altcoins were seeing life, right? Altcoins were seeing life. The context of the market was completely different as well. And you got to remember as well, something like when we could look at something like Doge. Okay, we'll go and look at Doge's history. Doge had many, many listings. Doge had many things happen to it in its time. And look, ladies and gentlemen, it's just always a cycle within a cycle, right? Doge happens, flatlines, goes up, sells off, boom, oh my God, huge pumps. Then it goes kind of up and down, pretty much sideways for a very, very long time. And then what happened to Doge? I mean, it just saw life, right? It just saw life, and it multiplied insane amounts. And you got to realize, ladies and gentlemen, we're kind of like in this type of section right here, like somewhere, let's just say somewhere over here. Now, this doesn't mean that we're going to be going sideways for another year, 2 years or whatever, but I'm just saying, like, this is where we're at more or less. You have to realize when these coins start pumping, when they really start turning around, you're gonna blink and you're gonna miss it. Okay. You're gonna see a huge resurgence in altcoins within a couple months span. And then you're gonna see your favorite altcoins really pump heavy for a very few short weeks. And then that's it, right? All this time and all this up and down, emotions, they're all going to finish. Everything's going to be done. And if you miss, selling near the top, it is what it is. You're still going to have a good chance to sell near the top or at good prices. And then, of course, if you miss those, then we're just holding our bags for another couple more years. But look, look at Doge. I mean, Doge kind of went through the whole cycle multiple times, and it pumped, right? And it pumped. It wasn't just because of some exchange listings. I mean, this is the case for so many cryptos, people, right? This is the case for so many cryptos. We go through all time, right? There wasn't even anything that big that happened. We had Binance at the start, first of all. Okay, let's not forget, we kind of started at Binance, okay, and then we had Coinbase, right? Is this not supposed to be? Yeah, Coinbase. So what big exchanges pumped turbo an enormous amount? There weren't really anything. There weren't really any exchanges or any big catalysts or anything that just caused turbo to pump so much, other than the fact that it was just altcoins going up consistently, and investors and institutional money and all that saw a big opportunity with turbo, and they're going to see another opportunity again, because for it to cycle out and for us to go to these multiple cents, you have to realize that we have to cycle, right? If turbo hypothetically wants to hit $1 one day, it might have to go through 2 more cycles to hit it. Okay, it might have to go through 1 more cycle after this. It might have to go through 3 more cycles after this. But as long as turbo keeps updating, it keeps innovating, it keeps doing new partnerships, it keeps on stacking its resume, you have to realize that turbo's here to stay, and it's just going to have another lifeline, another cycle. Look, when we go to something like Mudang, okay, Mudang fell off. I don't think it peaked as high as we did. All right, 600, 700 million market cap, but this thing fell off a cliff, and there's a reason. Peanut, right? Peanut doesn't have a real foundation. Okay, this thing was at multiple billions of market cap. Okay, it was almost at, if not even 2 billion, because remember, coin market cap does sometimes not show the full market cap. It's not, it shows the candle closes instead of the peaks, but it was pretty much at 2 billion market cap. It's at 142 million. Why? Because this coin doesn't have the same foundation. It doesn't have the same innovation. It doesn't have the same updates as turbo. Okay, so it's just way worse, and that's just the truth. What about Nice Guy? You guys remember Nice Guy? I don't even know if this is what it's called. I don't even know what it's called. It's called like Nice Guy or something. I can go quickly search for it now while I'm explaining to you guys. Look, right? You have to realize that for coins to go up higher and higher, they need to cycle out, and cycling out takes time. We've been ranging overall in the hundreds of millions of market cap. If we want to go to the billions, if not tens of billions, these are the steps we have to take. Okay, these are the steps we have to take, and that is just the reality. Okay, that is just the reality, people. Okay, And there's cycles for smaller coins. For a coin to go to 200, 300K market cap to like 3 million, it also cycles out. But the difference is, people, it takes way less time, right? Because it's going from something really, really small to just slightly bigger. So you got to realize, if you want to go to the billions of market cap, if you want to go to the tens of billions of market cap, you need to cycle out. Okay. So I really hope I made my point clear. Where's Nice Guy? Does this coin not exist? Look at AI. Remember AI? Is this the same one? No, this might be the different one. There's no way this is the same one. There's no way this is. Guys, this did almost if not three times the amount as Turbo did. It is at 71 million market cap. It is ranked 422, right? 422. Ladies and gentlemen, right? Be grateful for Turbo. I know Turbo is struggling in price a little bit, but my God, this thing literally was 3 times higher than us, and it is way lower than us. Wow. That is look at Giga. Giga is also down here in the dumps. That's what I'm talking about, people. Right? I know people, are not sometimes happy with Turbo's price. What about Degen? I mean, people were talking about Degen not too long ago. Yeah. Oh, it's called Chill Guy. Right. It wasn't Nice Guy. It was Chill Guy. I bet you some people were yelling at me. Dude, 740, 30 million market cap. Oh, wow. That's terrible. Wow. Yeah, my sister put in like $100, like 200, 300 million. I told her, get out of this thing ASAP. I told her that, and I hope she did, because that's worth as much as probably a Pepsi nowadays. Wow. But yeah, people, that is practically it. Chill Guy deletes soon. This is a big scam. Save your money. Really. Okay, anyways, yeah, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys did enjoy. Hopefully some perspective was put in your mind, right? Remember, ladies and gentlemen, meme coins do come and go. And even though Turbo has been, selling off a little bit, you got to realize the whole market is in the dumps. And, Turbo is in a point, it's at a very good, reasonable point. Okay, it's at a very good, reasonable point. And you got to remember, a lot of these meme coins that were here, just even a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago, a year ago, they're no longer here. Okay, they're no longer here while Turbo is still standing. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.